We are away. A very warm welcome to you all from wherever you're watching, Australia, New Zealand, and I certainly hope from North America, because believe it or not, we have a player all the way from Canada. But before we get to that, we'd like to welcome you here to Hayes Paddock in Kew in Melbourne's eastern suburbs for the 2019 Victorian Deaf Poker Championship, brought to you by Deaf Poker Australia in proud partnership with Melbourne Kings Deaf Poker and the Melbourne Deaf Cricket Club. I'll take this opportunity now to introduce our players. In seat number 1, the short stack at this final table, and as mentioned, our foreign invader all the way from Toronto, Canada, Mr. Darren Chow, starting this final broadcast with 88,000 in chips. In seat number 2, finished in the final table in the DPA Championship main event back in 2013 and was also part of the winning Victorian State of Origin team several years ago in Adelaide, Mr. John Ziogas, starting his broadcast with 181,000. Then on his left shoulder, seat number 3, Stephen Quinn, one of the founding members of the Melbourne Kings Deaf Poker Organisation, has been around the circuit here for a long time and eyeing off his maiden victory. He's currently second in chips with 356,000. But finally, in seat number 4, the chip leader from South Australia, Mr. Ben Hatchard, his maiden final table, and he's the dominant chip leader at the moment, sitting on exactly 500,000 in chips. So we currently have 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this current line level. Lines at 8,000, 16,000 with a 2,000 chip ante. We lost our 5th place player, Vanessa Hale. She paid out for $100, so she was originally going to be in the small blind, so it's just going to be the big blind this hand. So without any further ado, let's begin. And of course, for those of you who do recognise my voice, my name is Landon Blackhall. I am the Tournament Director for Deaf Poker Australia, and I will be dealing this final table and bringing you your audio commentary. Seated alongside me is none other than the legend himself, Mr. Nicholas Steer, President of Melbourne Kings and the Technical Director for tonight's broadcast. Of course, for all our previous broadcasts, scroll down on our Facebook page that you're viewing on right here to check out the previous images and videos. But of course, the focus should be here right now on our very first hand of the 2019 Victorian Championship Final 4 of Deaf Poker, right here, coming to you live from Hayes Paddock. And away we go. So Steve Quinn first to act, and he'll make the call there.
Time up.
Yep. Ben folds. Action with Darren. He folds. The option now to John Ziogas. He checks. All right, to the first flop of tonight's live stream. Here we go. Flop is 974. Both players check their option. Turn card is an 8. Check, check. The river is a 10. John Ziogas leads out for 26,000. A raise. 52. So it's a min raise from Steve Quinn to 52,000. Quick call there from John. And straight there, Queen high. And that will be the first pot there to the veteran. Yeah. So this is the second major event on the Deaf Poker Australia calendar for 2019. We started tonight's field with 37 players, so that is of course equal to the Queensland Championship just 3 weeks ago. So a consistent start in terms of numbers here for the deaf community when it comes to poker this year. But still many more exciting events to come, including of course the big dance in October, the 2019 DPA Championship taking place this year at Crown Perth, all the way over in WA. Big line now for 16,000. The lines will probably be going up next hand. 30,000 starting stack per player, 20-minute line levels. Playing down to one winner tonight. Top prize of $900 plus a seat into the 2019 DPA Championship main event, courtesy of our gracious hosts, the Melbourne Kings. Back to the action though, Darren Chow, the Canadian, has moved all in from the button. Folds around now to Steve Quinn. $79,000. So Darren Chow all in for $79,000. He calls. So, all in the call. Darren Chow from Toronto, Canada, the player at risk, but he is ahead with King 4. Steve Quinn has made the call with Queen 5. Getting our angles right here. And we are ready to go to see this flop. Flop is Ace 6 4 with 2 hearts. Both players with black suits, so no help there. King 4 still ahead. Turn cards are 5. So that will actually pair up Steve Quinn. So in fact, both players have a pair. We'll need a 4 or a 5 in order to stay alive. And Darren Chow will be our 4th place finisher. Here's the river. And the river's a jack. That'll be it. What a sensational effort from our Canadian invader, Darren Chow. $150, that's of course nothing to be seized, especially when you come on holiday from thousands of miles away. And a fantastic display. We certainly hope to see you again. Here is your money, sir. Congratulations. Thank you. There it is. I think that works out to be about 400 Canadian dollars, something like that. I'm only joking. But an absolute honour to have Mr. Chow here with us. That was here on holiday, was advised that we had this event coming up and was only too eager to come and join us. So, of course, if you do happen to be coming from the other side of the world, please, you are always most welcome to join us at our events. If you'd like to find out more, just log on our website there, www.deskpoker.com.au. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube for all the latest news, reviews, previews, images and video. And speaking of video, of course, this live stream of the 2019 Victorian Jet Poker Championship continues. Three-handed. And small blinds can be 10,000 actually. The blinds have gone up. And in fact, I need 1,000 more for the ante as well. The ante's 3. Yeah. There we go. Blinds up now. 1020 with a 3,000 chip ante. So for those watching at home, the yellow chips are 1,000 each, the orange chips are 5,000, and the purple plaques are worth 25,000 each. So Steve Quinn and Ben Hatchard very close to joint chip leaders here, and now in a battle of the blinds as we see a flop. A flop that reads Jack 5 4 with 2 diamonds. It goes check, check, so we see the turn. The turn is an 8 of hearts. And Steve will be first at. Makes sense. 38,000 to go. 38,000. Fold. There it is, another pot there for Steve. Although the field of 37 was smaller than previous years for the Victorian Jet Poker Championship, there was certainly no shortage of talent. Of course, one of the biggest names in the field today was none other than Alicia Warmong. Of course, you would have known her story by now. The reigning Australian and International Deaf Poker Federation World Champion and partner of John Ziogas, who is currently sitting there in seat number 1. Here we go. Steve Quinn first to act on the button. Raise makes it 60,000. Folds. That's another pot. See if the blind and enter there. The Melbourne Kings electing to go with the traditional anti-structure once again, although this year we are anticipating to introduce the big line anti-structure into the DPA Championship main event in Perth. That is subject to regulatory approval. But we will be trialling the big blind anti-structure in the New South Wales Deaf Poker Championship, taking place in July. So for those unfamiliar with the big blind anti-format, essentially it's just the one change in the way that the ante is posted by all players at the table. It's just the big blind player will post the full amount equal to the big blind, anteing on behalf of the rest of the table. That's it in a nutshell, basically. Wait to see how that goes, but of course that is the new international standard in professional ranks, so it's only, of course, remiss of us not to keep up with the Joneses. And we're now going to a flop heads up between John Ziogas and Steve Quinn. This time the flop is 6-5-4. And one move forward. Oh! Steve Quinn is all out, so that will be win there, small win there for John Ziogas.
What time, baby?
One time indeed. It is a one-time opportunity for all the players concerned tonight. Ben Hatchard, the newest kid on the block. He may be the newest kid on the block, but the only question is, does he have the right stuff? So as mentioned earlier, no shortage of talent here in today's field in the 10th anniversary edition of the Victorian Deaf Poker Championship. Get back to that in a moment though, because we do have an all-in. And a call here from Ben Hatchard. Pocket twos. Pocket twos for John Ziogas. And ace jack, so it is a classic coin flip.
Come on, baby. What time?
Steve Quinn, prior to this broadcast, had hit pocket twos twice and won with both times.
Get there.
So we're going to see if I can go. Ace in the window. Oh! A deuce trails with the 8. Giving bottom set to Ziogas. Here we go, turn card. Turn card to 6. So set's still ahead. And the river is a 5. Just to complete the formality there. That's a big double up.
Mama!
Yeah, chat, 103 change. And there it is. Crucial double up there for John Ziogas. Puts him on more than 250,000 after that hand. So pocket twos. holding up strong in tonight's
one
final
time
table.
we had
Cockatoos holding up strong in tonight's final. And of course, we did mention earlier the colours of the chip denominations, but you will also notice that this final table deck very special, gold in colour. Very fancy. Supplies all courtesy of Jack's Poker. We thank them for supporting Melbourne Kings Dev Poker and upgrading their equipment. The chips especially of very good quality. So if you are looking for poker supplies, visit their website, jackspoker.com.au. We return to the action though. Ben Hatchard has completed the small blind, but we have a raise from John. Makes it a further 40,000 to go.
Yeah, but
Call. All right. There you go, heads up to a flop here. Flop is Queen 9-5. His first to act. Bets 50,000. Lets his hand go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
we played. What do I have it? No, sorry, I can't have it. No.
So we are still three-handed here.
I'll take a photo with the
Raise. Raise to 60,000 out from the button by Ben Hatchard. John folds his option on small. Is that re-raise? 40 more. Yep. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yep, there's a raise and a call there. Clarify the action there, so we will be heads up to a flop. Flop is Queen 4 tray, rainbow. Steve with the option. Check. Ben bets another 60,000. Decision back to Steve Quinn now. No, he says, I'll follow that one, thanks. Another pot there. For the South Australian. So a classic state of origin battle, although not a true state of origin battle. If you do follow along with Death of Poker Australia, of course, the feature event leading up to the DPA Championships main event is the DPA State of Origin team battle. Going back home to Crown Perth, the birthplace of that unique teams format. The defending champions from across the ditch, Auckland, New Zealand. It has been, well, we have had on good authority that they are endeavouring to send a team over to defend their crown, that crown, Perth, that is. That's all followed up by the DPA Championship main event, the Australian Championship of Poker. October 18 to 20 with more side events to be announced, but check out our website, zenpoker.com.au, for all the information you need to know. And be sure to follow along, as we will be providing you with coverage of that event from Go to Woe. Speaking of coverage, it continues here at Victorian Championship Final Table. Flop of Queen 7-6, both players check their option, turn card is a 10. Checking Steve again. Ben Hatchard opens for 20,000. Another fold there. So, Ben shows 10. Hey, Ben 10. Do you like that cartoon? Ben 10. Ben 10.
I'm drawing you.
I do apologise in advance to Nick Steer for having to put up with my dad jokes for the remainder of this commentary. But Nick Steer, of course, a former New South Wales champion, and one of the newest members of the DPA Board of Directors. A very bright future for DPA. We do have a lot of great new talent coming in to help run the organisation, including, of course, Alicia Wong and James Hale, still here with us, of course, as Chief Financial Officer. And a big hello to our new CEO, Mr. Nicholas Schlee, who will be watching from his hometown of Jindalee in Queensland. We currently have 42 people watching this broadcast, but there's always room for more. Tell your friends, tell your family, send them the link, share it in Messenger, do what you have to do. Let's get those numbers up, ladies and gents. We're still here for a little while yet. And of course, the best part about this is that we broadcast this to everyone, so don't be shy, log on now and share this broadcast with your friends. Truly, there is nothing quite like it here. We would very much appreciate your support. And of course, to those who have watched our broadcasting in the past, we thank you for your ongoing support of our events. Action still three-handed at the 2019 Victorian Deaf Poker Championship. A walk in the big line there for Steve Quinn.
I must go. Not to come back. I try to point me a bit top of point. So
the
Right, I forgot that point.
chip counts as they stand just from sight.
But how does it work?
About 100, or close to 200,000 there for John Ziogas.
Whoever
Over $500,000 there for Steve Quinn. A little bit more than that for Ben Hatchard. He's probably on about 650, close to 700, thereabouts.
Should be double for special effects. Why not?
John Ziogas holds his option raise. 5,000 more.
we buy.
We raise 40,000
Yeah,
from
there, Don.
Steve Quinn on the small blind. Further 20,000 to call there for Ben Hatchard.
See, so give me 40. Yeah, $4. Oh, I'm on TV.
A few small pots going the way of Steve Quinn, chipping away. Here we go.
Yeah, that's yeah. What was it? Yeah.
We pay.
No replay. I felt. No, I thought that was first.
Go back and
verify 1, 2. No, all good. That's live television for you, ladies and gents. So, we are still good. And
Just wait for the Facebook to catch up.
here we go. It's up between John Ziogas and Ben Hatchard to a flop of King 10 forward 2 clubs. Ben checks and an open shove there from John Ziogas. The green, so the black and red triangle that you see there is the all-in token. With a count request there from Ben Hatchard.
123.
1, 2, 3.
3.
1, 2, 3. 123,000 to call. And a call. 6-4, the famous Melbourne Kings hands. 6-4. Ace 10 though for Ben Hatchard.
6.
So
6, 4.
Big Ben is ahead. Here we go to the turn. Turn card is an ace. 4 and only a 4. Down to just 2 outs to the river. Both players are 2 pair, but the ace 10 clearly best. And we lose John Ziogas in a gallant 3rd place finish. That's worth for $250. That is confirmed. That's the payout there.
Thank you.
Okay. Pause the clock, please.
You want to stop
Yep. I don't think the stream going. We're just going to pause the clock. Yep. Pause. Yep. We're just taking a brief moment to. All right. So
They made the money. They made the money.
so button was. Button was. John was Steve, so. So it's so lines get wide have just line up, so it's going to be 15:30. No answers heads up. So, yep, no answers. We're just going to pause for about 5 minutes. We're going to change up some tips and then. Right, yep. So just a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back shortly with the action. In the meantime, though, we're going to try and organise some Auslan commentary here to recap the action. Yeah. So they're on break. So yeah, just get you and Nick to just go around the front, just talk about what's happening. Yeah.
What am I saying?
Just talk. No, break. The players just on a short rest break. See Quinn and Ben Hatchard just taking some time while we do change up the remainder of the chips. And joining us in shot is none other than the reigning world champion of deaf poker herself, Alicia Warlow. Alicia, a pleasure to have you with us. Alrighty, thank you very much, Alicia, for that Auslan recap of the chip counts there, leading up to our final stages, the business end of the Victorian Deaf Poker Championship of 2019. Just waiting on the players to return to their seats, so we'll be back very shortly. So the recommencing blinds, they just tipped over after John Ziogas' elimination. There will be 15,000, 30,000. No more antes heads up. The players just on a short rest break. We'll be waiting for them to return very shortly. Thank you very much for your patience. In the meantime, though, of course, feel free to check out all our other upcoming events. All the information you could possibly need is on deafpoker.com.au. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as our Facebook page that you're watching this live stream on right now. Thank you once again. For those of you just joining us, we are just waiting on our players to return. Our remaining 2 players from a starting field of 37 for the 2019 Victorian Deaf Poker Championship, brought to you by the Melbourne Kings in proud partnership with Deaf Poker Australia and the Melbourne Deaf Cricket Club here in Kew, in Sydney's eastern suburbs. And here they come. So Steve Quinn on the left. with just over 400,000 and 650,000 to Ben Hatchard. We do believe he is on his way back. He should be here with us very, very shortly. Thank you again for your patience. We will recommence play very, very shortly. So 400 and just over 400,000 for Steve, 650 for. Oh, and there he is, the unit himself, Big Ben Hatchard from South Australia. Just holding slight shift lead there over Steve Quinn of Victoria. So, recommencing blinds, 15,000, 30,000. No antes now that we're heads up. And the clock has restarted. Away we go. So thank you again for your patience. Players just needed to quickly stretch their legs. We are just about to get back underway in this live stream. Final four, the 2019 Victorian Deaf Poker Championship. My name is Landon Blackhall. I am the tournament director and audio commentator and dealer at this final table. Jack of all trades, but indeed a master of none. But without any further ado, let's get this show back on the road, and it's going to be a walk in the big line there for Steve Quinn. So let's hand a heads up. So 37 players started the day here at Hayes Paddock, down to our final two. Top 5 players being paid. Vanessa Hale, the last woman standing from South Australia, records another in the money finish. Good for $100. And then it was Darren Chow, all the way from Toronto, Canada, who finished in 4th, followed by John Ziogas, formerly of Sydney, or Wollongong I should say, now calls Melbourne home, in 3rd. So 150 and 250 in prize money respectively. 2nd place will walk away with $450, top prize of $900 for tonight's winner, plus a seat into the big dance in October, the DPA Championship main event, being hosted this year at Brown. Heads up action continues here. Ben Hatchard will be the first to act. Raise and fold. Both players eyeing off their first DPA major title. Chip counts very, very close at the start of this final table heads-up phase. Steve Quinn with just a touch over 400,000. Ben Hatchard with around 650k. Expect it to be a little bit passive for the time being. But we will see a flop here, Steve having completed the small blind. That flop reads Jack 8 deuce with 2 diamonds. Ben, that's all right. Ben not realising his first, so he still checks. So the bet, yep. So the bet stand, no, bet stands. Yep. Bet stands. There we go. There's gonna be a bet of 40,000. Ben calls. Turn card is a 9. Then with the option first. Check. Check. 5. Another 40k from Ben Hatchard. See what's his hand go. South Australian increases his chip lead. So only the 2 denominations in play now. The orange chips, 5,000 each, and the purple plaques, 25,000 apiece. All 37 players having started this afternoon with 30,000 chips each. So just a little over a million, almost 1.1 million chips in play. And here we go. It'll be Ben on the button, first act. Calls. Receiver raises, makes another 50,000 to go. And quick calls. Should we go to the flop? Well, there's ace, queen, deuce with 2 diamonds. Steve will be first act. He checks. As does Ben, turn card. Turn card's a 9. So bet is 50. 1 fell out, so the 2 still in motion. So we'll accept that as a 50,000 bet. So although we will be taking a rest over Easter, the next event on the DPA calendar for the year 2019 will be taking place in Perth at Crown Perth. It's this will be the warm-up for the big dance in October this year, the 2019 WA Deaf Poker Championship, which this state event in particular, that state event in particular I should say, has been hosted at Crown Perth ever since its inception. So May the 18th, the best out west will be put to the test. Then in June, our friends across the Tasman will be hosting the New Zealand Deaf Poker Championship at Tri-City Auckland once again, with a warm-up event scheduled at the Auckland Deaf Club, usually on the Friday night prior. So June the 21st to the 22nd. There was also discussion of a possible second regional event in the land of the Long White Cloud in the nation's capital, Wellington, but we've yet to hear any further progress in relation to that. So, of course, something does come up, we'll keep you posted. DPA having been proud supporters of poker's development in New Zealand since 2012. Another walk in the big line there. Just trading jabs at the moment, these two combatants. It is that moment in the evening. Just feeling each other out, waiting for that moment to strike. We understand that there may be some streaming issues in terms of the video quality. We do apologise for that. We do have limited 4G coverage here in the area we're in, here in Melbourne's eastern suburbs. Quite leafy, and in the valley area there, so it may just have an effect on the mobile network there that we're live streaming through. Action does continue though. Steve Quinn completed the small blind. Going to be a raise. Makes another 60,000 to go. 60,000 more. Steve doesn't want to bar at it. Ben Hatchard will pick up that pot. So following the New Zealand Championship in June, we then head up to Sydney in July for the 10th anniversary New South Wales Deaf Poker Championship. Now, this year's structure is a little bit more relaxed, longer blind levels. It's normally a turbo 15-minute tournament, 15-minute blind level tournament, I should say. It's been extended to 20 minutes apiece. So 20-minute blind levels, 30k start bank. And for the very first time, big blind ante structure will be utilised, keeping in line with the structure du jour in the professional circuit at the moment. That's a action hat hand here. Flop of 9-6 tray, rainbow with spread. Steve, check. Yep, to confirm the check. 3,000. No, another fold there. Hatchard. Looking the goods at the moment. So the New South Wales Deaf Poker Championship, much like our friends here in Melbourne, celebrating its 10th anniversary, and thanks to gracious hosts and sponsors, the Tollgate Hotel in Parramatta, they are giving away not one but two seats into the DPA Championship main event. So if you are in the same position as these gentlemen are right now in that tournament in July, you'll already be at the big dance. So we're expecting a bumper field for that one, and indeed amazing value given that it's still at its original price point of $50, which has not changed since 2013. Oh, and it was a raise, but a quick fold there from Steve. Pot there from Mr. Hatchard. And finally, the penultimate event on the DPA calendar for this year, the South Australian Deaf Poker Championship. Another exciting concept there from our friends in Adelaide. This year's tournament set to be hosted at the Matchroom Poker Room in Adelaide CBD. A little bit on the expensive side, $75 buy-in this year, but incredible value considering that this tournament will be fully dealt and also free pizza for all players participating. So if you want a free feed and a decent game, get yourself down to SA. Got stuck there. Here we go. Flop is ace, ace, 7. Turn card 6. 50,000. Hatchard eventually decides to let it go, so Steve will pick that one up. And just finally on the events, of course, we did mention earlier the big dance in October, the 2019 Deaf Poker Australia Championship Series taking place at Crown Perth, October 18 to 20. But there's an even bigger one than that coming up next year. The 2020 International Deaf Poker Federation World Championship, hosted by our friends at UK Deaf Poker. At this stage, still in discussions with potential venues to host that event. We are aiming to have that all locked down by the end of the financial year, so stay tuned with our friends at the IDPDF Facebook page for more news on that as it comes. We do have it on good authority that the young lady you saw on screen earlier, the reigning world champion of Deaf Poker, Ms. Alicia Wormald, will be heading to the Big Smoke to defend that title. Having, of course, won it in Crown Melbourne last year to a record-breaking field of 114 entries, second highest by participation, but certainly the largest in the prize pool. Largest prize pool in DPA history. New zone, completed check there. And funnily enough, we're heads up. Like it's 2010 rainbow. Goes check bet fold. We've got grind on the mind, folks. Coming up to quarter to 10 Melbourne time here. Started this afternoon at 1:45 with a bit of a rain delay, as it were. Melbourne's weather, of course, as the saying goes, if you don't like it, just wait 5 minutes. Torrential downpour, very cold, causing a last-minute influx of registrations just before the scheduled start time of 1 PM. So, but we still managed to pull in the bumper field, raise and fold again. Sign for the chips going away to Steve Quinn. Another one of the big names that was in today's field was three-time DPA major winner Stacey Riley. If you had been following along with our blog updates on the Facebook page throughout the day, you would have seen, well, to put it bluntly, ladies and gents, she had an absolute nightmare at the office today. Just breaching some etiquette violations there and hit with two separate one-orbit penalties, which all but gave her marching orders from the tournament when we were down to the last two tables there. So she won this title back in 2017 along with a South Australian Championship and of course the Australian Championship back in 2011. Again, it goes great fold. Other visitors from interstate today include Vanessa Hale, who finished in 5th place. Ben Hatchard, of course, you see on screen. Rebecca Petrocaro, partner of Stacey Riley, as previously discussed, is also here. And Rebecca being the defending South Australian champion. Michael Lockery travelled all the way down from the Northern Rivers, along with his good friend John Jovan, the only Aussie to have won the New Zealand Deaf Poker Championship several years ago. Michelle Rowlands, former #1 on the DPA all-time money list and 2013 Australian champion, was also in today's field, along with quite a few former Victorian champions, including Stephen Cardamone, Marcel Denaui, and Justin May, who won it back in 2015. It's one and only time it was staged at Crown Melbourne. But interestingly enough, the deaf community has made the decision to make Hayes Paddock, or the Melbourne Deaf Cricket Club Pavilion, the permanent home for this prestigious event. It's going to be a race. Another 65,000 on top. Hall. Have to give the cameraman a bit of a nudge there. Here we go to the flop. Flop is Queen at Jack 9. All in, says Steve Quinn. And all out, says Ben Hatchard. We'll try another day. And lines are up, 20-40. The lines have just jumped up there to 20,000, 40,000. Did have antes in from level 3 this afternoon, of course, removed at the heads up phase. So for those of you who just joined us, the orange chips, 5,000 each, the purple plaques, 25,000 each, and counts as they stand as well. It's pretty close. Ben Hatchard probably about 60,000 or so in chips ahead. It's almost dead even. Small wonder that it's a bit of a grind at the moment, but that is heads up poker, ladies and gents. Had a question from Christian Hunter. He's asked, who's the dealer? Some bloke from Melbourne. He likes to talk a lot. Some bloke sounds about right, yes. Thank you, Mr. Steer. Now, we can't show the dealer's face on TV, as he's a dentist. He's not a dentist. He knows what I'm talking about.
Sounds very based or something, you can't show his face on TV.
That's right. Nick Steer, the co-commentaries. Here we go.
Then there was like an like not documentary, like a mini series on why we can't show the dentist's face.
Yeah.
And he goes into like the doctors and he asks about, so do you mind if we film you? And he's like, yeah, no problem. I think it was actually Hamish and Andy that did that.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Back to the action. We've got a call from the small blind here. Option. Check. And here we go to the flop. King, deuce, deuce. Ben will be first to act. Check. All in. Once again, for Steve. Very nice. Steve Quinn utilising the grammatically correct Auslan sign for All In. Most viewers would be familiar with a clear pushing or shoving motion as the hand signal for that action. Of course, there are a codified set of hand signals, not necessarily grammatically correct, but universally recognised by all concerned. And there is a push to standardise those hand signals for deaf poker worldwide. But right now the focus is on Melbourne. Ben Hatchard, first to act as heads up play continues here in the 2019 Victorian Deaf Poker Championship. This time it's Steve Quinn, first to act here on the button. Let it go. And change. So Ben Hatchard, as it stands, in prime position now. Still relatively close. It's not going to be over anytime soon. Despite the comparatively low price point of $60 buy-in, to everyone here in the deaf community, a tournament like this is very significant. And it's not just about the money. These players all have their hearts and minds on etching their name into DPA history and, of course, the perpetual shield. Goes complete and check. See a flop. Flop of 9-8-6 with 2 hearts. Steve Quinn from Victoria will be first to act. That's 95,000. Pick it up. Steve Quinn on my left, a veteran of DPA and one of the founding members of the Melbourne Kings Deaf Poker organisation. Up against Ben Hatchard, relative newcomer to the DPA circuit, hailing from Adelaide, South Australia. Still very tight. at post pre-flop. So the 80,000. Re-raise and re-raise all in. So for those of you who just returned or just joined us after a min raise pre-flop by Ben Hatchard to 80,000, Steve Quinn has re-raised all in. But it's going to be a fold, so Steve will pick up that pot. So, second place, our runner-up tonight will receive $450 in prize money. The winner, $900, and a free seat into the DPA Championship main event at Crown Perth this October. Again, for more information on all our upcoming events and all the imagery and videos from tournaments past, visit our website, jeffpoker.com.au, or follow us on social media. Back to the action there, it's going to be raised to 170,000 total. Ball. So now it looks as though Steve Quinn might have just taken a very, very slight chip lead after that. So it's a little wonder that these players are just only testing the waters right now. Both chasing their very first major title on the Deaf Poker Australia circuit. Action continues though. Steve completes from the button. Check from Ben Hatchard in big blind. And the flop we go. Of his ace king jack. Ben with the first to act. Check and checks. Check out to 6. Check. Check. And jack. Check, bet 75,000 and the fold. Interesting to note that although if Steve does win this event tonight, there still will be quite a reason to celebrate for our friends in South Australia. Steve Quinn, great friends with Darren Chow, former South Australian champion and runner-up in the 2011 Australian Championship. His partner Kathleen Ogders. Davison do visit each other quite frequently, crossing over the border on a regular basis, just to hang out and of course play poker. Lifelong friends, and indeed any friendship is deeply respected and enshrined between anyone the community, as is the way of deaf culture. Slow and steady at the moment here in the 2019 Victorian Deaf Culture Championship, and oh, well, forget I said that. We have an all in, and a few stragglers trying to sneak in behind the scenes there. We've had to ask them to make their way out. Keep the area clear for our friends at home. Any more? Boy. We just had one of our viewers at home comment Michael Paramore. Now, it was Michael Paramore. He's a former Victorian Player of the Year, I believe. Well, he's won quite a few. Yeah, he is, yeah, confirmed. Did in fact make this final table, but just missed out on the broadcast here. In fact, Ben Hatchard. Kind of similar facially, but same but different. Let's see a flop. Well, there's King at 7 Deuce Rainbow. Then will be first act. Rejects, as does Steve. Turn card is an ace. Check from Ben. Bet of 75,000 here from Steve, and Ben will lay it down. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this blind level. The price of poker will be going up shortly to 30,000, 60,000. Hopefully we'll start to move things on a little there. So those of you who have just logged on to Facebook and catching our broadcast here, we started this year's Victorian Deaf Poker Championship 10th Anniversary Edition with 37 players down to our final 2. And a special mention once again for those of you who missed the start, Darren Chow, all the way from Toronto, Canada, here on holiday. Heard that this tournament was on, so to speak. My apologies, no pun certainly intended there. No offence, we had been advised that this tournament was on, and joined in the action today, finishing a respectable 4th place. Good for $150. Money for jam. Or jelly, as I would call it in that part of the world. Call and check. And big thank you out to Darren Chow from everyone for coming. We'll talk soon, all right? Yeah. Thank you again. So, Darren is taking his leave. Another big thank you from everyone here in Melbourne for his support of this event, coming all this way and extending his holiday just to join us. Truly something special. We hope to welcome Darren back along with many more of our Canadian friends. And for that matter, anyone from anywhere in the world. As long as you are deaf or hard of hearing, you are always welcome to participate in any of our events. Poker, almost its own universal language. No restriction from anyone to play poker with anybody. And that is indeed one of the truly refining attributes of our great game. Regardless of age, colour, creed, ability, disability, gender, orientation, anyone can play poker. And the last hand of this level, there we'll pick it up, just now give you 30, 60. Yep, 60. Line's just ticking over now. And Steve Quinn chipping away now has overtaken as chip leader against Ben Hatchard. Hatchard with about 390,000. Steve Quinn with the rest. Total of just over 1.1 million in play. So that's about, or more than double. 2-to-1 chip lead there for Mr. Quinn. So another 30,000 to go. All in. Hatchard. He says, I'll call. Good luck, he says. And this could be it, the final hand of the night. Could it be? Ace King for Steve Quinn versus Queen 9 offsuit for Ben Hatchard. So, I'm just going to adjust it for our viewers at home, making sure we're all in frame here. Alrighty. So, it is in fact the Queen 9 of Ben Hatchard. He is the all-in player. Here we go to the flop. Flop is 8, tray, jack. So the ace king is still ahead. The turn card is an ace. That's it. Oh no, wait, no. 10 for the gut shot straight forward. But that's the only thing he can hit. If he doesn't, Steve Quinn's our champion. The river is a 4, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Quinn of Victoria is the new Victorian champion of deaf poker. Kudos though to Ben Hatchard. Congratulations on debut, 2nd place. That is an absolutely phenomenal effort. But there you have it, Steve Quinn, long-time supporter of DPA. Congratulations, finally. Well done. That was just excellent work. Well done. And from us here, that is it. Thank you so much for coming along. Let's pay these gents the money, and we'll get the winners' photos taken. Everyone coming in to shake the gentleman's hands. Nick Steer just doing the payouts now. That is all she wrote, ladies and gents. From all of us here at Hayes, Paddock and Cube, my name's Landon Blackwell, along with Nick Steer and everyone here from Melbourne Kings Deaf Poker. It's good night from us here from DPA, and we'll see you next time wherever we may be. Thanks very much, and good night.